There is a strange moment that almost everyone has experienced at least once in their life. You are sitting in a room full of people, maybe a classroom, a meeting, a family gathering, or even just a casual conversation among friends, and a question forms quietly in your mind. It's there, clear enough to feel important, but fragile enough to feel dangerous. Your heart beats a little faster. Your throat tightens. You glance around the room, wondering if anyone else is thinking the same thing. And then a voice inside your head whispers, "Don't ask. You'll look stupid," so you stay silent. The moment passes. The conversation moves on, and no one laughs at you yet. Somehow, something inside you feels smaller. Because the truth is simple and brutal. The person who asks a question may look stupid for 5 minutes, but the person who never dares to ask will stay stupid forever. From the moment we are young, we are trained, sometimes gently, sometimes harshly, to fear embarrassment more than ignorance. In school, we learn quickly which students raise their hands and which ones stay quiet. The quiet ones are often praised for being well-behaved, polite, or not causing trouble, but no one tells them the hidden cost of that silence. No one explains that every unanswered question quietly piles up, turning into confusion, insecurity, and eventually self-doubt. We grow up believing that intelligence means already knowing the answer, rather than having the courage to admit we don't. As adults, this fear doesn't disappear, it simply changes its costume. In meetings, we nod along even when we're lost. At work, we pretend to understand instructions that confuse us. In relationships, we avoid asking questions that might expose vulnerability. We fear sounding incompetent, inexperienced, or naive, and so we choose silence, convincing ourselves it's safer. But safety is an illusion, because while silence protects our ego in the moment, it slowly erodes our growth over time. The tragedy is not that people don't know things. The tragedy is that they stay stuck pretending they do. Entire careers stall because someone didn't ask for clarification. Entire relationships fracture because someone didn't ask what the other person was really feeling. Entire lives shrink because curiosity was sacrificed on the altar of pride. And the cruel irony is this: the people we admire most, the ones we call smart, wise, or successful, are almost always the ones who ask the most questions when no one was watching. The turning point often arrives quietly, not as a dramatic revelation, but as a moment of painful clarity. Maybe it happens when you realize you've been repeating the same mistakes for years. Maybe it happens when you see someone younger, less experienced, but more curious, surpass you. Or maybe it happens late at night, when the noise of the world fades and your thoughts grow loud enough to confront you. You begin to see the pattern. Every time you stayed silent, you paid a price. Every time you avoided asking, you delayed understanding. Every time you chose comfort over curiosity, you traded short-term safety for long-term stagnation. And suddenly, the fear of looking stupid for 5 minutes feels insignificant compared to the fear of staying lost forever. This is the moment when courage redefines itself. Courage is no longer about being confident or fearless. It becomes something much smaller and much braver. Courage becomes the willingness to say, "I don't understand," without apologizing for it. It becomes the decision to risk a moment of discomfort in exchange for clarity. It becomes the quiet rebellion against the lie that intelligence means never asking questions. And once you cross that line, something changes. You realize that most people are not judging you, they are relieved. Relieved that someone finally asked what they were too afraid to voice. Relieved that confusion has been named. Relieved that learning can finally begin. Looking stupid for 5 minutes is a temporary illusion. Staying ignorant is a permanent condition. The world does not reward silence. It rewards understanding. And understanding only comes to those who are willing to ask. Every question you hold back becomes a wall between you and growth. Every question you ask becomes a door. Life is not a test where you are punished for not knowing the answer. It is a classroom where the only real failure is refusing to learn. The most dangerous words you can ever say are not "I don't know," but "I'll figure it out later," when later never comes. Because while time passes, confusion hardens. And what once felt like a small gap in knowledge becomes a canyon. The smartest people in the room are rarely the quietest. They are the ones who refuse to let their ego interrupt their education. They understand that humility is not weakness, it is the foundation of wisdom. And they accept a simple truth. Growth begins the moment you stop pretending. So the next time a question forms in your mind and fear rises in your chest, pause. Ask yourself what truly costs more, 5 minutes of embarrassment or a lifetime of confusion. Choose curiosity over comfort. Choose learning over pride. Raise your hand, speak up. Ask the question, because the world does not need more people who pretend to know everything. It needs people brave enough to admit they don't and bold enough to learn anyway. And remember this, every single time doubt tries to silence you, looking stupid is temporary. Staying silent is not.